In this video, I'm going to show you how to thread a serger. A lot of times this machine is overwhelming and intimidating because it's different than what we're used to with the normal sewing machine. But I'm confident that you're going to learn how to use it and know how to thread it and be able to switch colors, and it's going to be a really good tool for you. So the first thing I do is I put all 3 threads. We use 3 almost all the time. You can do 4, but we don't use it too often. You're going to put them on the spool pins and up through the thread guides, and this should be extended. Then we work from right to left. So you'll take the thread, I kind of hold it taut like this and click it through the back thread guide. So I do the one on the far right, then the middle one, then the one on the left. So you'll see I have 3 threads hanging down through these 3 spaces. So then the machine opens up. So this is what it looks like at first. You open it up and you will see a lot of different things that we're not sure what they are at first, right? So the first thing, this thread needs to travel from here over to the needle. In order to get it there, we have to go a kind of far away, and there's this gap right here. So in order to, I'm going to zoom in a bit, in order to get this thread from here to here, we need to close this opening. So you actually push on this button and turn the hand wheel. So when I'm doing that, it's a little tricky with the camera. I'm going to zoom out again. I'm going to push this, turn the hand wheel until, sometimes it takes a couple turns, this closes. That's really important. So then I've got it closed. I'm going to start again with the right. So I'm moving this to L. L stands for lower looper. So that's the first one. This one's going to go through here and end up here. And then I'll do U, that's a U, for upper looper. Okay? So I'm on L. You want to make sure, it's kind of like threading a needle, that you have your end of your thread in your hand, just like if you were going to thread a needle. It's kind of ready to go, and you start to push it into this hole. Then you'll notice I did it out of habit. I pushed this, and that's actually an air pump. So the air is what's making this travel through. Then I always say it's just air, it's not that strong. So we have to give it a little slack. So I'm pulling this down a bit, and then I push again, and then usually 3 times is the charm. So I did it again, and I pushed, and I don't know if you noticed, but out came the thread. It traveled down and around. So then, very important, I am going to go around this blade, under the presser foot, and towards the back. Now, the blade is up in this case. It's a little, I can lock it so it's out of my way. There's a little lock button right here that's sometimes helpful, but just imagine I need to get this thread to the back, and if I slide it underneath a cutting blade, it's going to cut the thread and I'll have to start over. So just avoid that blade, and we'll get to the blade later. Now I'm going to switch this to U. I'm going to do the same thing and get it started. I think that's the hardest part. It's kind of like threading a needle, but it's hard to push something down that's so delicate like thread. And then I give it slack, give it slack, and give it slack. There it goes. So just patient. And then again, I'm making sure I'm not sliding my thread underneath this very sharp blade. So that's probably the hardest part, is just getting it through the loopers. So then I can thread the needle. So this thread is hanging down. You don't have to touch this hook. It looks like an obvious place, but you don't. You just kind of go through this little catch right here, this thread guide, over to this thread guide, up and around, just like we would a take-up lever on a normal sewing machine, through this thread guide, which also looks like a normal sewing machine, and then front to back through the needle. That is tricky too. Even though it is the same basic needle that we thread on a sewing machine, this one gets me because I just think of the position. The position is harder. Oh my gosh, did I get it? I think I did. That was fast for me because this one is trickier to get through just because of where you're at. Lastly, you're sliding it underneath. So now I have 3 threads towards the back. Very important, you're gonna slide this bar. The machine will make this awful grinding sound if you try to sew with this tunnel closed. So it's open, I can close it up, check my settings, and lower the presser foot, very important. Push the pedal, and you should get a nice chain. And you always wanna have a chain when you're starting, so you know the machine is ready to serge.